How about now? Just be able to hear me now. Sweet. Yeah, sorry. I've been messing with my connections and I forgot to reset the playback on my microphone to the capture card. So you can hear my grisly voice now. Still have like a chest cold from 2 weeks ago. Anyway, so what I was saying was we're back on Twitch, and so we're getting both Twitch and the YouTubes. So whoever is interested in viewing on whatever platform they like, you should be able to get both. Okay. So yeah, so as you can tell, Bitcoin's not exactly doing the most healthy shit right now. So let's take a look at what's going on and see what that means for the other coins we've been talking about for the past couple weeks. Okay, so I'm looking at Bitfinex on Bitcoin right now, and we're gonna look at the 1 hour chart. Let's make this a little clearer. Okay. All right, let's pull up my handy dandy pen here. All right, sweet. Okay, so as you recall from like a couple weeks ago, I think I was talking about this on the 8th, maybe the 11th. This looks like a potential distribution phase. That's not very. Let's do, yeah, distribution phase. Which means that this is most likely going to be the top for Bitcoin for this market cycle. Okay, it could go higher, but at the moment it's looking like we have a lot of supply dominating the market here, and the price is going down, obviously. So what does that mean? So we're currently inside a trading range right here. We had an upthrust after distribution, so we had the distribution here. We had a final shakeout. How about now? Whoa, there's a huge delay. Weird. Okay, sorry. I had some playback issues with Twitch. That was weird. Okay, so we had a large shakeout here, and now we're beginning to mark down. Okay, so here are your levels of support on the blue here, and something very interesting here is that we broke this hypodermic trend line that we've been keeping a close eye on for a while, and we're moving down very aggressively, right? We're down $2,000, so it's a $2,000 move below the hypodermic trend line. Okay, so let's zoom out and let's put this hypodermic trend line into context and see why this is a big deal. So let's look at the 1 day chart. Okay, so on the 1 day chart, most of you should be familiar that Bitcoin's been in this parabolic rise. Here's the upper, here's the lower, and then within the parabolic rise, there's been a linear trend here and here. And over Thanksgiving, we broke out right here of both the parabolic and the linear trend line into what's called the hypodermic trend line. We'll zoom in a little bit. So this is called the hypodermic trend line. It's called the hypodermic trend line because it's kind of like a hypodermic needle, right? So you've got this nice smooth curve, and then you see an aggressive move out of the trend. The already aggressive trend with the parabolic curve and the linear trend was made more aggressive by this hypodermic trend line, and it sets very harsh constraints on the market because it requires a lot of demand to maintain this trend. And even though we were like in a very manic buying frenzy, it doesn't last forever. And now we're seeing that sort of buying pressure taper away as we're pushing new lows with Bitcoin, right? So let's look a little closer in the 2 hour trend. So where's the parabolic curve? Okay, so we got the parabolic curve. I'll move you here. Parabolic is in black, linear is in pink, and hypodermic is in red. Okay, so here's the 60-minute, 60-minute view. Let's do 120. 120-minute view here, so we can start to slowly zoom in and get a little bit of resolution on the image. Okay, so we see here, zoom in a little bit more. So the hypodermic trend line broke the parabolic curve. Okay, parabolic curve, linear trend, and now here's the context of our trading range right here, the distribution trading range right here. Okay, so sorry, let me take a sip. Okay, so we see here we're beginning to test new lows, and this is going to prove to be the support right here. Typically with a markdown phase of distribution cycle, or typically the markdown cycle, the markdown phase of the market cycle requires us to break out of this trading range here, right? We've got what is this? A $7,000 trading range, which is massive, right? $7,000 trading range. So to break out of this and begin the markdown part of the market cycle, you know, it could push very low lows. Historically, as I've noted in previous videos, Bitcoin likes to do 78% retracements of its parabolic breakouts, or breakdowns rather. So let's look at some historic examples. Excuse me. So here's one right here. We could do this or this, whatever you want to call it. It really starts going parabolic here, but let's go here. Okay, so here's the high, and here's the low, right here. So you see it likes to break down below 78%. Okay, so let's look at another example. Let's look at Let's look on Bitstamp. It's got a long history. Okay, you can see my trends on here from the previous video that I did. Okay, so here's the one we just looked at. Here's another one. All right, oops. So it breaks up, makes a high, comes down and tags the 78% retracement. Okay, and another one breaks up, makes a 78% retracement, almost perfectly, right? And here's another one. This one's probably not going to be as aggressive, but still does a 61% retracement. So, if history repeats itself for the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th time, let's go back to Bitfinex. Worst case scenario, we could see a 78% retracement of this guy, which would look something like this. Honestly, I would be surprised to see a 78% retracement, just given the mainstream demand for it. But if we're thinking about it in terms of relativity, right? Every single time we've had a 78% retracement, the public eye has been the highest at that time. It had been the highest it had ever been. So right now, we're relatively at the highest public visibility that we've ever been. So if we do a 78% retracement, we could see this value right here as the low, right? Come down, tag it, and then do something like this, level out, and then mark back up. I know it's hard to wrap your head around because it's like such a drastic change, and it's honestly something I'm struggling to grapple with. So, you know, we got to play it by ear. Maybe it doesn't do that. Maybe it breaks the trend, right? It's too early to say how far down it's going to go. Maybe it stops here and it rallies completely back up. Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me now? Should be okay. What was the last thing you guys heard? Someone fill me in. What was the last thing you guys heard? My OBS shit for some reason. I'm not really sure why. What was the last thing I said before I cut out? So I know. Maybe it stops here and rallies back up. Okay, cool. So it wasn't too far away. All right. So what I was saying was, you know, we've done this 4 times in the past. Maybe we break this trend of 78% retracements and we only retrace 25% or something, right? But in the meantime, all we can do is just keep an eye on the market and update our view as the market changes. Okay, so let's take a look at where our support levels are so we can keep a check. Okay, so right now we're finding support on this macro 23% retracement. Okay, so we see it right here. Here's the 23%. We're sitting right on it right now. We've already broken the hypodermic trend line, so we're kind of breaking down right now. And now we're gonna test these. We're gonna test the lower limit of the trading range. If I had to bet, the next price action is going to be it breaks through this, comes back down, tests the trading range, sees a weak bounce, comes up, tests this from the bottom, and then comes back down. That would be my guess, because crypto always likes to retest resistance and support, and this is very strong support here. So it's likely that we come down here, make a bounce, come up here, and then this. So if we do that, this would be considered a major sign of weakness down here. And it bounces, and this would be the absolute last point of supply here before we begin the markdown campaign. Okay, so we just got to keep an eye on this. We got to keep an eye on these levels to see where we are in the market. This isn't guaranteed. This isn't tradable information, but it's something to keep in the back of our heads as we begin to push new lows and we see what the price is willing to do. Is OBS down again? What the fuck is going on? Can you guys hear me still? Okay, I guess OBS didn't go down. Okay, so before I move on, do you guys have any questions about this? I know I just unloaded a lot of info on you, so let's get some questions going. Do you think Bitcoin will take down all of other coins with it if it crashes? So I have a list of, I don't know, 10 to 15 coins that I think will perform very well in the bear market. I got a lot of coins that I'm still holding. I'm not selling all my coins. Any timeline on all this from here to a sign of weakness? Dude, we could see sign of weakness today. We could see it tested today. That would be my guess. Because if we look at the 5-minute here, we're making a bear flag, like a pretty blatant bear flag here, right? Like, my guess would be that we test that lower boundary today. Because we see a bear flag here, volume's going down. It's kind of doing this nice. It's making a really nice bear flag with a pole length of 1.5K. So let's do some quick math. 1.5K. Right? If this breaks down at the current price of, that would be 14K, which is perfectly right there at the lower boundary of the trading range. So I would imagine sometime today we're going to break down and likely see the bottom of this trading range before we bounce. Can you discuss how you set your fibs? Yeah, I just went from the bottom to the top. That's all. So oh, weird. I don't know why I did that. Good catch. Those fibs should have been right here. I don't know why I had that there. That was very weird. Okay. Fibs should be from the bottom to the top. That's all. Didn't really change the support very much, but any questions about that? So this is a question from Twitch. Did you hear Charlie Lee sold all his Litecoin? I did hear that. Isn't that weird that he sold it at the top and now the price is fucking tanking? Oh, so convenient. Charlie Lee, what a saint. What a fucking saint. So nice. He's too good to us. All he cares about Litecoin. What a nice dude. What a fucking joke. Did you manually add the ST, SOW? Yes, I wrote those in there. Like this. I typed it. Really, I should update this to have another one down here. So this would be potential major SOW. Would be down here. How do you think Bcash will perform if Bitcoin drops 78%? I think it's going to do just fine. I think Bitcoin Cash is going to do... I think there's a lot of coins that are going to do really well, actually, during this bear market, or potential bear market. Money goes from Bitcoin to coins that just got out of accumulation. Yeah, that's right. So someone from my Discord chimed in and he said that the coins that are going to perform well during the markdown of Bitcoin are going to be the coins that are leaving accumulation right now. And there's a long list of coins that I've discussed ad nauseum at this point, of coins that are going to perform well in a bear market for Bitcoin, right? EOS being one of them, XRP being one of them, Bitcoin Cash, Siacoin, IOTA, maybe. OMG's kind of taking a hit. You know, there's a lot of these coins that are going to perform very well. I think Ether's going to perform well. Ethereum Classic's doing pretty well. There's a ton of these other ones too. Long list of them. If you're interested in learning how to identify those sort of coins and knowing how to manage them during this bear market, check out my trading community at bitcoinschmitcoin.com. You're more than welcome to join. So let's keep an eye on this bear flag here. So it might break down during the stream. So let's go ahead and label this right here. Something like that. You know, maybe something like that. You gotta join. You do gotta join. It's so funny. The past like week, ever since Bitcoin started pushing down, I've been getting a lot of people joining. because they're unsure about the market, and I totally get it. Highly recommend, you know, even if you're an experienced trader, joining the community and getting in on the discussion with everyone, because we've got a lot of really good discussion about how we're managing our portfolios, how we're, you know, what we're planning to do in the event of a bear market, all that good stuff. Would you have any insight on why? So this is from Twitch. Would you have any insight on why Ether took so long to catch up to Bitcoin in terms of market performance? Yeah, I got some insight. So keep an eye on this guy. So my insight is this. So here's the Ether Bitcoin ratio. It went through an accumulation phase, and now it's in the trading range, and it hasn't broken out of the trading range yet. So it's not really gonna, you know, it's slowly trickling up, which means that relative to Bitcoin, Ether is seeing some strength. So when Bitcoin goes down this far, Ether only goes down this far, which means that the ratio is going up. And so as it comes to test this this 0.056 here, this is when things are really going to accelerate for Ether if we can break out of this trading range in here. There we go. Push to new low out of Bitcoin. Let's see if we break out of this bear flag here. I'd be surprised if it broke out of the bear flag just because the volume didn't really fully consolidate. But we did just push a new low. So we'll see. And that same methodology that I used for tracking the ratio here for Ether Bitcoin, it's the same methodology I used for constructing my portfolio recently to add all the alts that I think that are going to be bear proof, or not bear proof, but bear resistant during the next bear market for Bitcoin. And I think they're going to perform really well. But I used the same methodology of finding the accumulation phase of the Bitcoin pair to gain confidence in its strength, because there's a lot of accumulation on the Bitcoin pairs for many alts. Many alts. Surprisingly, EOS barely even fucking dropped. So here's EOS Bitcoin. I think EOS is going to do very well in the next market cycle. If you look at the Bitcoin pair, it barely even budged during that Bitcoin drop. And if you look at the USD pair, same story. It barely budged. So it's going to perform. I think it's going to perform really well. Ether Bitcoin's just trudging along. Couldn't give a shit. Just doing its own thing, moving right up. Ether just kind of just hanging out, absorbing the blows. It's sitting in the pocket. It's trading blows with Bitcoin. It's bobbing. It's weaving. It's taking a couple of hits, but overall, it's rope-a-doping, right? It's sitting on the ropes, eating the shots. And as soon as Bitcoin gets tired, Ether's gonna uncork one. Siacoin, same story. Man, if you recall from like a couple streams ago, we were buying Siacoin in here at sub penny. It was like 0.7 cents is when my trading community started buying. We started buying it right in here at like .0075, I think is when I bought it. No, I bought it at .0072, and now it's at .00 or .025. So 3x increase. .025, .0072 to .0275, and this is the same methodology we use to identify the accumulation phases like this that will prove to be very strong candidates in the coming days, weeks, and months of a potential bear market for Bitcoin. Do you think, for example, Ether being one of the major coins tied to fiat on exchange strengthens its position for the bear market? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. Got almost 200 viewers on this stream between YouTube and Twitch. It's pretty fun. Ether is functionally a lot different than Bitcoin. Surprising the pair isn't more independent. Yeah, they are functionally different, but they're still married in the same sense, in the sense that they're in the same market, right? They're both cryptocurrencies. They're both purchased and sold for Bitcoin, so they're married by the Bitcoin ratio. And XRP just going crazy right now, right? I think last time I streamed with... Oh, where'd my... the hell? Where'd my trading range go? What's this? Where did my trading range go? XRP USD. Is it on Bittrex? Is that what I plotted it on? Oh, weird. I don't know where my... I don't know where my trading range went. This is really bizarre. Okay. Well, I guess you just have to take my word for it, but last time I streamed for XRP, we were talking about buying it down here at 27 cents, and it tagged $1 today. It tagged $1.20 on Bittrex. Jesus, XRP is going crazy. 6x and within 2 weeks, within 1 week. Jesus Christ, XRP is crazy, right? And that was all identified in the community as the accumulation phase. So we all got a nice chunk of that XRP on the breakout. And it's just going to keep going. It's going to keep going, and it doesn't give a shit what you think about it. Do you just try to ignore fiat ratios when trading in a bear market? No. Of course, you always got to watch. You got to watch both, right? I mean, you can't pay your bills in Bitcoin. You got to pay your bills in USD. Ooh, pushing new lows. Let's see. Maybe we get a double bottom here on Bitcoin. I don't know. The sell volume looks kind of low. Or maybe it's making a flag. Let's look at the 3-minute. Maybe it's making a more sideways flag. Something like that. I don't know. The price is moving. Let's see what happens if we break this low. I guess if we make a new low, we see some accelerated selling. And probably test this 14K. That would be my guess. Before seeing a pretty decently clean bounce off the 14K. your broadcasts are 5 times the fun live. Oh, thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Well, you know, if you want to support and get me more viewers and stuff like that, make sure you just hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because it increases my stats for YouTube, and it gets more visibility for people's YouTube feeds and stuff. So that's one way you can support the stream and get more streams like this in the future. Is it logical to chart alts versus Bitcoin during the bull markets? Yeah, of course. You should always chart versus Bitcoin. Absolutely. So we're testing a new low here, and we're going to see if we just broke a new low on Bitfinex. Let's see what happens. We're seeing some selling picking up on the volume here. What does the 5-minute look like? Oh yeah, there we go. 5-minute sells are 5-minute sells are picking up. Oh yeah, just like I was saying, accelerated selling right in here. Probably going to bounce off the 14K. It would be my guess, before we see another rally. So it's going to bounce off the 14K. Excuse me. Bounce off the 14K. Yeah, there's that accelerated selling, just like I was anticipating. And probably come back up and test this support here. There we go. Some follow through. Some nice follow through here. Yeah, volume's looking good on the 5. The alts are not moving a whole lot. So we're going to see some capitulation right here, because I know some people went long here, and they're going to keep adding to their long here until they capitulate. So if we see one more shove down, I bet we see a sudden run to 14. Yeah, there's a lot of battling here going on. You see, there's very little price movement and a lot of volume, so we're seeing some battling between the bulls and the bears here. Let's see what happens. Okay, what did the 15 look like? Ooh, 15. So we're still sitting below the previous low. Volume is really picking up though. Let's see if the bulls went out or the bears went out here. If I had to guess, I'd say the bears are going to win out here. That would be my guess. Hold on. Let me let my dog out of my room. She's just waiting to. Oh, maybe not. Okay. I noticed that most chartists don't use log. Why do you specifically do it? Because it represents percentage moves rather than absolute moves. Right? Like I don't care if it moves from 1,000 to 2,000, because a move of $1,000 isn't always the same percentage wise, and when you chart on log, it charts it as a percentage. Well, looks like I was wrong. So the bulls are winning out on this 5-minute candle. Strong buyback here. What are the alts doing here? Bitcoin Cash taking a hit. Not really seeing a bounce. XRP looking okay. OMG is just not faring well. in this bear market. So some pretty solid buyback on Bitcoin here. Ratio looking bullish for Ether Bitcoin. Still seeing some strong push. Siacoin taking a little bit of a hit, but it also moved very strongly, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it consolidate here. Like it shot up very strongly in a very short amount of time, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that take a little hit. There's that XRP pullback. Oh, Bitcoin pulling back too. Okay. So previous 5-minute candle closed right at the previous low. Let's see if we get some follow through from the bears. A little bit of follow through. So while we're waiting for Bitcoin to make a move here, just a reminder, you know, if you like my analysis and you want to be a part of the trading community that I've developed, it's growing every day. It's like the growth is kind of accelerating. It's kind of nice. You know, we had a lot of minds working together, and if you want to be a part of the discussion and up your trading game, check out bitcoinschmitcoin.com and join the community and get in on the action. XRP getting some pullback, which is nice because I want to add to my XRP stack here. Holding some XRP, and I'm waiting for this Bitcoin to pull back so I can add some more XRP to my stack. Really looking forward to that pullback. So someone's telling me to take a look at Fun Bitcoin. So Fun looks like it's breaking out of an accumulation phase right now, actually. Okay. I don't really know what the fuck Fun is, but this looks like a pretty solid buy here as well. Let's get rid of the B bands here. So we see accumulation here, just like a lot of the other alts. Accumulation. You see the trading range here. Here's the spring. And now it's showing a sign of strength right here. And it's likely going to begin its markup campaign. So Fun might be a nice buy for Bitcoin. Here. Someone from my Discord's asking, do I think Bitcoin could be unseated as a market cap leader? Man, it totally could. It totally could. I think it's totally possible, right? Given the right circumstances, that Bitcoin Cash becomes a new market cap leader. If certain market conditions are met, right? Like we see a 78% retracement from Bitcoin. If we see that, I could totally see Bitcoin Cash overtaking top market cap leader. You know, maybe even Ether overtakes market cap leader. Definitely not Litecoin. That's not going to happen. Can you take a look at, do you use PSAR? No, I don't use PSAR. What's the beef with Litecoin? I don't have any beef with Litecoin. I just think Charlie Lee is a shill, and for some reason he gets a pass from everyone who is a Bitcoin Core supporter. And, I mean, Charlie Lee basically does the same thing that Roger Ver does, but for some reason people are okay with Charlie Lee doing it. And I don't support Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Core, or anything. Like, as I said before, I'm pro profit, but I'm gonna call a spade here. And when I see a double standard being put out, like, it really makes me question the integrity of those calling people out. I don't like it. Getting a little bit of pullback on XRP here. BCH, still no bounce from BCH. We're getting another little bear flag here. Yeah, look at that little tiny little bear flag. It's fucking adorable. Let's see if it actually completes. A lot of times these 1 minute trends just don't do anything. They fizzle out, or don't complete the actual projected price target. I think Charlie's a bit more palatable, though. I don't. I completely disagree. Charlie Lee is like this. Okay? I consider Charlie Lee to be like the equivalent, the moral equivalent of like this dude that's a feminist who's only a feminist so he can fuck chicks. That's how I think of Charlie Lee. Like, he doesn't, like, he just seems so fake to me. At least Roger Ver, like, I think he actually believes what he's saying. Like, in his head, I don't think he's lying. But Charlie Lee just comes across just so scummy to me. Like, he doesn't even own up to what he's doing. He doesn't own up to the fact that, like, he's actively shilling his coin. Roger Ver at least owns up to it. I mean, shit. Charlie Lee's just like, like, I don't know, whatever. I don't want to go into it. It's just so annoying. Is it reasonable to put $300 into Bitcoin right now? I'm not gonna tell you when to buy or sell Bitcoin. That's up to you. Yeah, see, this is what I was saying. A lot of times these 1 minute trends break down because they're so easy to break, right? Like this, it already broke this bear flag here. So we're seeing a nice bounce on Bitcoin. Okay, so let's look at the 30-minute trend. I bet we're gonna come up and tag this 15.7 line here. All right. Yeah, so I would be surprised if we push a new low out of this. So with Bitcoin, I would be surprised if we push a new low before we come up and retest this line again. So if we're looking at the 60-minute, I bet we come up and retest this part of the trading range right here. I bet we come up and test this before we make a new low. That's just my guess, because we failed to follow through on that last shove. It's likely to bounce here. Charlie Lee is not into just making profit. He understands the tech and he knows that these crazy movements are not good for the tech. Bro, Charlie Lee just publicly announced that he sold all of his Litecoin at the top of Litecoin. What are you talking about? All he talks about is the fucking price of his coin. And then he says, I don't like to talk about he says, like he actively says, I don't like to talk about the price of the coin. And then he fucking does it. And then the coin rallies and he's just like, I don't know, crying face emoji. I can't help it. Like, people just love Litecoin. Like, he's just so gross, man. Like, I don't understand how people don't see this. His like, he just seems like a fucking snake that just like has somehow sunk his tendrils into the Bitcoin market and has hijacked their message by saying, yeah, Litecoin's great. He just seems gross, man. He's like a used car salesman. Thoughts on Qtum? Yeah, let's look at Qtum. Sure. Yeah, so Qtum, I got a couple of guys in my community trading Qtum because it's going nuts right now. I don't understand what is wrong with selling. Nothing is wrong with selling, but to say he's not motivated by profit is fucking false. If he wasn't motivated by profit, he wouldn't have sold his coins. He just sold all of his coins that he pumped. If Roger Ver had done that, people will be all over him, eating him alive. You know this. Come on, like, don't hold a double standard. Call a spade, and like, come on, be at least honest with yourself. So Qtum broke out of an accumulation phase and it's seeing a markup. Right now it looks like it's making a bit of a bull flag here. So we don't know if he sold shit. He said that. I doubt it. He said it himself. What are you talking about? He said himself, I sold all of my Litecoin. I mean, what's worse, him saying he sold it and not selling it, or selling it and announcing it? So here's a bear pennant here. I'm sorry, bull pennant here, with a pretty substantial. This is on the Bitcoin pair, by the way, for Qtum. So it's a pretty substantial flag. Let's measure this. What is this? Damn, yeah, that's a nice move. 0.0024. Yeah, that could be a nice markup. So 0.0024. What would that be if it broke out? 0.0024. Yeah, there you go. That's what it would mark up to if it broke out of this pennant here. Yeah, nice little bit of profit there. I think Qtum's going to fare well in a potential bear market. For sure. It looks very strong. I don't know anything about the fundamentals, but it looks very strong. There's a difference between being primary motivated by profit and making a profit along. Charlie is second. That doesn't mean we are all in it just here. Dude, I don't doubt that he wants his coin to succeed, but to say he isn't motivated by profit is bullshit. That is utter bullshit. If he wasn't motivated by profit, he would be only talking about the tech and never talking about the price, right? The price does not affect the tech. Value and price are not the same thing. Forget about fucking Charlie. It's a waste of all of our time. Okay, well, how about I talk about whatever I want to talk about on my stream and you can piss off? How about that? How often have you been burned by fundamentals, Schmidt? By just fundamentals? It seems like they take a long time to play out against TA. Okay, so my view on fundamentals is that fundamentals are obviously important. They're very important. But TA tells you where the fundamentals will likely lead you. So they're married together. Like, you shouldn't use one over the other or one in lieu of the other. You know, if the fundamentals are good, they're going to win out. But TA is going to tell you the likely path for those fundamentals, and going to tell you likely price targets. What's the news that caused a massive crypto dump? How about the hyperinflation of Bitcoin? There's no news. It was just, you know, it got pushed way too high. The demand couldn't keep up with the supply, and people are taking profit now. I mean, it's not going to go up forever. Market cycles go up and go down. You know, it's not going to, the price, no asset is ever going to just go up forever. It's got to go through cycles, you know. I am in crypto from 2010. I can tell you Charlie understands tech and he created a good coin. Dude, I don't doubt that he understands the tech. That's not what I'm saying. I don't understand I don't debate that he's like not good at what he does. But to sit here and say he's not a shill is fucking, it's a lie. He is a shill. He actively manipulates the market with his tweets. Like, he's done this time and time again. The fact that he gets a pass is fucking weird to me. Did you hear Long Island Iced Tea changing their name to Long Blockchain and sales soaring? Yeah, I heard about that. It's up like some stupid percentage, right? Like 200%, right? Yeah, like they just changed their name to like to include blockchain in it, and it like it's just going nuts. Yeah, so someone from Twitch is saying, I heard last week on AM radio, or I'm sorry, let me reread this. Some guy saying, I heard last week from some AM radio DJ saying that when Bitcoin hits $100,000, he would be a millionaire. That's what convinced me to sell. Yeah, dude, I don't think it's any coincidence that we're seeing large premiums on GDAX and Coinbase, because it's being retail driven at this point, and the large institutional investors are exiting the market, the Bitcoin market, and they're having the retail investors pick up their bags. So that's why you're seeing these premiums on GDAX and shit like that, because it's being retail driven now, not being assisted by these large, you know, what Wyckoff calls the composite operator. Someone in Twitch said, what I don't like with Roger Ver is that he is claiming to be the victim when he is the one trying to steal a brand. If he had balls, they would be completely rebrand Bcash, not trying to piggyback. And Bcash is way better name than Bitcoin Cash. So I mean, I call Bitcoin Cash Bcash just because it's easier to say, honestly. But my take on Roger Ver, is that, listen, if the dude actually believes that his version of Bitcoin is Bitcoin, then I don't, like, from a philosophical standpoint, I don't see him hijacking anything. Because in his mind, that's what he views it as, right? Like he sees it as a continuation of like the original intent. And I'm not going to debate whether he's right or wrong. I'm just saying from like an objective standpoint, I understand why he's so adamant about keeping Bitcoin in the name, because I believe that he believes that. Whether I believe it or not is a different story, but I believe that he believes it. So I think, you know, who am I to tell him otherwise if that's what he believes, right? There's no central governing body of Bitcoin. If people want to, if someone wants to call their thing Bitcoin, then let him do his thing. And if he's wrong, then the market will decide, right? Like I don't see the big existential threat for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin Core is better, then it'll win in the market. Like just let the market decide. I don't understand the huge issue here. Like if Bitcoin Cash sucks, then it loses out. And if Bitcoin Core sucks, then it loses out. The market will decide this. Like there's no need to debate this. It's fucking silly. So Bitcoin is not rallying here. Let's see what it's doing here. Oops. I'm not sure what Bitcoin's doing right now. Maybe it is making a little bear flag. I don't know. It's dirty on the 1 minute chart. Let's just keep it to the 30, the 15, and the 30. Market is not like a moral judge. In crazy times like those guys, marketing wins. Dude, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't give a fuck about this debate. I don't give a fuck about Bitcoin Cash, and I don't give a fuck about Bitcoin Core. If I see something moving and I can make money off of it, I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna be the moral arbiter of Bitcoin and the blockchain community. It's fucking stupid. This whole discussion is fucking stupid, in my opinion. Like, these people who want decentralization all of a sudden want their opinion to be most pronounced. It's like, it's fucking ridiculous. Like all these Bitcoin Core guys are like, oh, Roger Ver is manipulating the market. We need the government to step in. Do you not see the irony that these guys that want decentralization and limited government are now crying that they're going to file class action lawsuits against Roger Ver? Like, get a grip, man. You have such a huge double standard with yourself. And I don't give a fuck about either one of them. All the discussions are stupid. I just care about making money. All right? He just cares about wait, what is it? He's baiting noobs with the Bitcoin name. Dude, he's not baiting noobs with the Bitcoin name. Get a fucking grip. The dude just thinks that his version of Bitcoin is Bitcoin, so he's keeping the name Bitcoin in the name. It's not like he's like, dude, do you know how rich this motherfucker is? Do you think this guy actually gives a shit about generating profit? He's not this like mustachioed, like, man sitting in a dimly lit room filled with cigar smoke being like, how can I steal the Bitcoin name and steal all the Bitcoins? He's not doing that, dude. The guy's fucking loaded. Loaded to the fucking tits, dude. He doesn't care about hijacking the name and all this other shit. He's just doing what he thinks is best. And maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong. I don't give a shit. But all these like sinister motives people are attaching to him, it's fucking ridiculous. What's your problem with cigar smokers? What's your problem with cigar smokers? I don't have a problem with cigar smokers. I like to smoke cigars from time to time. Clearly not right now because my lungs are just like glued together, but When you are loaded, you fight for power. Bro. Oh my god. This fucking epic center. This fucking guy. Is he? Are you a Litecoin troll? Like, what are you? This guy's a troll, I swear to God. Can you chart Neo Civic thoughts? Yeah, I can chart that. Can you not yell at me with caps? Don't yell at me, dude. Yeah, I can chart Neo. Relax. Fuck politics. Fuck politics. Thoughts on Civic. Dude. Alright, listen. A really quick way to piss me off with my stream is to tell me what to talk about. Right? Like, I think it's all relevant. And I think your cry for Civic is gonna go unanswered this time. Do you ever offer discounts to your trading channel? No, but for the members that are there, they have an affiliate link. So if you're interested in joining the trading community, then you can, when you sign up, you get an affiliate link. And every single person you get to sign up via your affiliate link, you get 20% of their membership. So for example, the membership is $100 a month. If you get someone else to join for $100 a month, you get $20 paid to you every month that they're joined. So if you get 5 of your friends to join, then your membership is free. Right? So I don't offer a membership at the get-go, but if you're motivated and you want to get people to join, then you get some payback. Why does one have to pay to join your trading channel? Because that's how the free market works, dude. I provide a service and you pay for it. Why do you have to pay for groceries? Why do you have to pay for gas? Why do you have to pay for healthcare? That's how the world works, man. You can't just take everything for free. Oh yeah, okay, that's true. Okay, if you buy 3 months together, then you get a $50 discount or something like that. So someone from Twitch asks, have you made good profit on the crypto market, or are you relatively new to it? Yeah, I've been making a living off of trading full time since July. I'm sorry, since June actually, beginning of June. I quit my full-time job in June. End of May, something like that. What do you think of Kazanomics? I think it's a cool name. I don't know. So someone says, I haven't looked. Can we auto pay with crypto? So the subscription services with crypto are tricky because you have to authorize every transaction. So I can't put you on a subscription service. How's Bitcoin doing here? Still hanging out. What are some good resources except for your videos? Good resources, stockcharts.com is amazing. They have a lot of good reading material. Baby Pips, if you're just now learning, you know, it really just depends on what you want to learn. Do you have a quote-unquote number in crypto where you just exit and call it quits? Or are you in it for more than that? I'm assuming you mean like a profit number where I just sell and sit back and sit and live on the beach. I'm assuming you mean that. Are you going to stream any gaming after this? Yeah, I might. I think PUBG released the full version, right? So I might do some video game streams after this. It'll be fun. Hopefully they fixed a lot of the issues they were having on the test server. How long did it take you to get profitable / livable as a crypto trader? So I was kind of spoiled because I began actively trading, like focusing my attention on trading full time before I quit my job during the Ether bull run. So I stacked up a lot of profits that way, and I kind of squirreled them away. And so I got really, really spoiled with that. So I was able to live off my profits fairly quickly. Okay, so this guy says, yes, where the money is quote unquote enough and you decide to just go do something else. I don't think I'll ever do that, honestly, because making money off crypto is so easy. And it's right now, we're at the early stages. Like, we're still early adopters. And for a lot of these coins, Bitcoin included, like, we are still early adopters. And the price targets I have for a lot of these coins are just astronomical. So I don't think I'll ever just exit the crypto market. I'll probably just hold a lot of them. Because long term, they're going up very, very bigly. So someone asks, you cashed out? The tax implications, though. So what? I pay the equivalent of income tax. Who gives a shit? This whole idea of like holding for long-term capital gains is silly. I mean, yeah, paying long-term capital gains is obviously better than short-term, but like I got to pay my bills, and I'd rather not. I'd rather pay. So I'd rather pay short-term capital gains, which is equivalent to income tax, than have a boss and have allocated sick time and have to like ask for time off. Like I'd rather have the personal freedom and just pay the short-term capital gains. Will you get a crypto debit card? No, I won't. Well, maybe. It depends. I've noticed in most of the coins that have accumulated, um, it's a privilege to pay those taxes. It proves you fucking win. That's hilarious. Yeah, I mean, like, all joking aside, I kind of look at it that way. Like, I'll pay the short-term capital gains because that means I don't have to have a boss. That means I don't have to sit in a cubicle. It means I can do whatever I want for the rest of my life. Like, I'm free. I'm off. I'm out of that corporate system, that stupid, disgusting corporate structure. I'm out of it. Like, I won. And crypto allowed me to do that. What are my core long-term holds? So right now, I'll tell you what I'm currently holding. I'm holding EOS, Bitcoin Cash, NEO, XRP, of course. I'm holding some Bitcoin, OMG, Siacoin, a little bit of Ethereum Classic, although it's not performing very well, and some Ether. I have some Ether as well. So Golem? What about Golem? I see why people make such a fuss about tax. Being a normal citizen and pay it, and you'll live a happy life. Oh, I don't see why people. Okay. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't want to pay 33% or 40% or whatever it's going to end up being at the end of the year. I obviously don't want to do that. But if that means that I'm my own man and I'm doing my own thing, so be it. Right? Do you see do you see a XRP drop or rise in the next couple of days? I don't know, dude. I don't look at things in terms of like what it's going to do tomorrow. I'm looking like days, weeks, months down the road. I'm not looking at it like that. I used to look at things like that, but I'm not doing it anymore. And ever since I stopped shifting my gaze that way, I sleep a lot better and I'm making a lot more profit. Come to Amsterdam, 3% tax on Bitcoin. Well, god dang, I might have to do that. Get high as fuck and pay 3% tax. Where do you see Bitcoin in the next couple of months? I don't know. It really depends on, like, that's why I'm not holding much I'm literally only holding Bitcoin right now so I can buy other coins with it via the ratio. I don't have high projections for Bitcoin. I think it drops and consolidates lower. I don't think it makes a new high. I mean, I could be proven wrong, obviously. I get proven wrong all the time. But I don't think that's in the cards for Bitcoin right now. Are you better at trading or PUBG? Well, I can make a living off trading, so I'd probably say trading. I'm not very good at PUBG. How do you get back into USD if you don't have Bitcoin? Literally any other cryptocurrency? What about your Litecoin forecast for 2018? I think Litecoin does exactly what Bitcoin does, because that's what it's always done. If Bitcoin goes down, Litecoin's going down too. Although it does seem to be in a trading range here, which is interesting. What that trading range is, I'm not sure, because I haven't really looked at it. Let's see. So, I don't know, I'll have to take a closer look at Litecoin. I don't know if it's accumulating or distributing. I need to spend some time looking at it. I am confident 20K won't be a problem. We're in an accumulation period. Okay. What does your trading community focus on in terms of trading? Daily, weekly, longer? As someone with a job, the longer the better, as it's hard to check daily. So it really depends. Like, we've got a ton of people in there, so they all focus on different things. Primarily, I'm focusing on long-term plays because I don't like to sit there. When I was first trading, I used to trade on very small time frames, but now I'm looking at like higher time frames. I'm looking at long-term plays because, you know, like I don't like to just sit in front of charts all day and stress out about $5 moves and things like that. Like I don't like to do that anymore. So I focus on longer term plays, but you know, every now and then I'll get a few quick, like for example, like if you saw, I think it was last week's stream, when I was streaming, I did a live trade where I shorted XRP. Where was it? I think I shorted it here. Shorted it right here. And then I shorted it down to here somewhere. Like I did that on the stream. So if I see opportunities for a quick trade, I'm obviously not going to turn them down because, so my basic philosophy is this, right? This is my new philosophy and it's been working out very well for me. So let's take XRP for an example. This is how I've been working my trades. Okay. So here's a great example with XRP. Oops. Here's a great example with XRP here. This is my methodology. Okay. So I identified a long list of coins that are currently breaking out of accumulation. Okay. So I look for a coin accumulation. Okay, accumulation, check. Okay, did it break out? Break out. Check. Is it in markup? Markup, check. If all these three parameters have been met, I'm owning that coin, right? XRP did this, right? So I started buying right in here with XRP. And I'm not going to sell my XRP. I'm not going to sell my XRP until these conditions are broken, right? Until markup is broken. I'm not going to sell my XRP. But what I am going to do is I'm going to use my XRP to open margin positions. So when I see an opportunity to go long from here to here, or like when I went short last stream from here to here, right? I'm going to use my XRP as collateral, right? I'm going to short this. I'm going to take the USD I profited from this trade. I'm going to take my USD and I'm going to buy more XRP with it. And I'm not going to sell this XRP until this goes back into distribution phase and it goes into markdown. When I think it's in markdown phase, markdown, check, that's when I'm going to begin selling my XRP. And that's my methodology with all my coins that I'm holding right now. And it's been working out very well. How do you determine markdown / markup? Ooh, that's a long discussion for a different day. I actually have a video on that. Let me see if I can find a link. I'll post it in the chat. I have a video on this where I discuss the market cycles of Bitcoin. That way I don't have to repeat myself. What is that video called? I believe it's called... I think it's Wyckoff distribution phases. Okay. So let's get rid of that. Okay, here's the link for it. I'll post it in all the chats. Watch that. That's where I discuss Wyckoff cycles. Or Wyckoff market cycles. Yeah, so what this guy in Cruster just said. Look at an accumulation example chart. It may not seem obvious. We're in a downtrend. But the creeks and springs seem more obvious. And we're in the spring phase. It depends on what kind of coin you're looking at. Not all coins are springing right now. If you're saying Bitcoin is springing right now, I'm inclined to disagree with you. But we're allowed to disagree. As mature adults, we can disagree. It's fine. You think Bitcoin is accumulating right now? All right. Well, hope that works out for you. And I don't mean that sarcastically. I just don't agree with you. And neither does like the majority of Twitter, but is it too late to catch the cryptocurrency train? No, absolutely not. No way. It's not too late. This is just the beginning. So Coinbase just allowed BCH buying. It was only on GDAX before. New money to pour in now? Maybe. It could. It could. What means all four windows on your trading screen? These are just different coins. This one's Bitcoin. This is Ether Bitcoin. This is Litecoin, and this is Ethereum Classic. What are your thoughts on Coinbase? I think it's cool. What are your thoughts on Coinbase, man? People always ask for my thoughts, but you never give me yours, you know? Give me your thoughts. How about that? Can you explain to us noobs why Litecoin and Ether and Bitcoin seem to go up and down at the same time? They go up and down at the same time because Bitcoin is a market index, just like, you know, and stocks. You get the S&P 500. That's a market index. Bitcoin is the market index for crypto. It's just like an overall pulse of the market. Bitcoin Cash moving back up quick. Is it? Yeah, it's getting a nice bounce here. But so is Bitcoin. So it's just tracking it. Schmidt, can we talk about the potential insider trading of Coinbase and everything free falling an hour and bouncing back hard? I think I don't have any evidence that there's insider trading, so I don't have an opinion on it. I mean, I think the only reason why people are saying insider trading is because people are maximalists for Bitcoin Core and they saw Bitcoin Cash rising. So they just said insider trading, insider trading. But dude, Litecoin literally did the exact same thing when they added it to Coinbase. So I don't have an opinion on it. Anyway, how long have we been streaming? What are we at? Hour and a half? All right, that's good enough for me. I'll probably be back on later with some crypto and games. I'm gonna try out the new the PUBG live version. And so yeah, so again, you know, if you guys are interested in joining the community, check out bitcoinschmitcoin.com. And always, you know, as always, drop a like if you like the video, subscribe to my channel. It helps promote me on YouTube's end. And yeah, if you're looking to up your trading game, go to bitcoinschmitcoin.com and join the community. But for now, that's all I got for you guys. You have a great afternoon or evening wherever you are, and I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.